can't see the clock over there, but I believe it's 6 o'clock. Okay.
It appears to be.
Yeah. It is.
I have 3 out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the September 3rd meeting of the Gastonia City Council. Certainly hope that everyone here, including all the council, had a wonderful Labor Day weekend and family. I would like to open the meeting and call on Mayor Pro Tem Brenda Craig for prayer, after which we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, please. Ms. Craig.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Pray with me. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for what you do for us every day. Be with us and guide us as we go through the city business, making good decisions for long term. Please be with our men and women in service. Keep them safe. And be with all of us as we go forward for the rest of this week. In your name we pray.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. This time, on the agenda, we have item C, the adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion, all in favor? Raise your hand, please. Thank you. It's unanimous. Item D is approval of the minutes of the regular council meeting of August the 6th, 2013, which we have received. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Discussion, all in favor?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
for the deputy city clerk,
who's filling in tonight. You got those first and you got those second according to the right. Okay, just y'all slow down a little bit for Regina and make sure she gets who's first and who's second. All right.
Well, she wants to go home as much
I
as
know
we
she
do.
does. All right.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Item 3 is presentations. This would be, who's handling that? Didn't have a name. Are you going to do that? Well, I'm sorry, these are presentations, and okay, Ms. Kim Elmore, Cancer Services of Gaston County, reference request for in-kind services, Pumpkin 5K, November the 2nd, 2013, Limburger Park. Is Ms. Elmore here? Maybe she'll come in. Next one is Ms. Kim George, Gaston Arts Council, request for in-kind services, Gaston Homegrown Music Festival, October 19th, downtown Gastonia. Is Mrs. George here? Yes? Step right up here, if you will, please, ma'am. Glad to have you with us.
That's Ms. Elmore.
There she is now. She'll be next. Okay, go right ahead. You go ahead.
Good evening, Council. The Gaston Arts Council is asking for the in-kind services to assist with the Gaston Homegrown Music Festival, which is this is the 3rd year. The event is scheduled for Saturday, October 19th, here at the Rotary Centennial Pavilion, and the time is noon to 10 p.m. The event is to showcase and feature our native Gaston-born performing artists. This year we will incorporate some visual artists so that we can have both genres represented. The event has become popular in the surrounding areas via social media. We've gotten a lot of interest. We'll have a few vendors, primarily the visual artists, so that they could get some display, and then the music will be on stage. And we invite you to join us, and I'll entertain questions.
Any questions of Kim? This is, what, the 3rd year?
Yes.
Ed, I think we're okay with the...
We are. I think last year they didn't have it. There was, they've had it the 2 or 3 years prior to that, so we're happy to have you back.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion, all in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, while we're on Kim's, let's go back to number one. Kim Elmore, Cancer Services of Gaston County, reference request for in-kind services, Pumpkin Pie 5K, November the 2nd, 2013, Limeberger Park. This is your E1 exhibit.
Sorry.
Kim?
I was at the wrong place. Sorry.
Well, that's all right.
Thank you. At least I made it.
Yeah.
I'm here this evening. Good evening, council members. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm here this evening again to request in-kind services for our Pumpkin Pie 5K race. It's the exact same route as in the past. The event will take place at Limeberger Park, and it will start, we will have registration starting from 6:30 to 7:45, and then the race starts at 8 o'clock. And then after the race, we will have an awards ceremony, and we usually wrap up with cleanup and everything by 10:30. We are requesting for a police officer to be at the park at 5:30 that morning while we're setting up, for police to close off the streets for this event, to be an escort at the beginning of the race, and to ensure the safety of all participants during the event. And then also for emergency medical to be on hand for any medical emergencies or injuries that may happen. Hopefully that won't be the case. We will be sure the week prior to put flyers in the mailboxes or on at the homes of all the houses on the route, so that they're aware of the upcoming race that Saturday and the times of the streets being closed, so they'll be aware of that. We've done that every year. This is a fundraiser. We have one of 3 fundraisers, and this is one of our major fundraisers that we have that helps us do what we do, and that's to provide assistance to Gaston County residents living with cancer. You guys are familiar with us providing the liquid nutrition and paying for cancer-related medications, so this event is very, very important to us. You've helped us in the past, and we've appreciated all your help and support, and we're just asking for the same again this year.
Questions of
One question.
Kim Elmore? Mr. Gallagher and Mr. Kimball.
Kim, how many people do you have that sign up for the 5K?
In the past, we've had 300. Last year was the first time that we moved it back to November. We've always had it over Labor Day, so we're anticipating 200 to 300 runners this year.
Excellent.
Hopefully closer to the 300.
Kim, couple of things. From the recent dinner that you had up at the Round Bistro, maybe you could just inform the council. I know last year was a big gamble, so to speak, moving from the Stowe Manor up to the Stowe Botanical Garden. And if you could give just a synopsis of the great job and the increases in fundraising that you had with that move, because in my opinion, it was a little bit of a gutsy move in our economy to move somewhere where the tickets were more expensive.
Yes, sir.
And it did. If you could go into a little bit of that, that'd be great. Secondly, Ed, could we also get this on our website in a timely manner before we have that? If you could provide something to our media reps that we could get that on to make sure that we get it the best
Yes.
turnout that we could.
I will do that. In the past, our Faces of Hope is our prime fundraiser. That's our largest fundraiser, and we've always had it it usually falls the end of March, the 1st of April, and we'd held it at Stowe Manor for 3 years. And we decided that we had outgrown that venue. We needed more room. The year before, we had a storm come up, and we were on a big tent, and things were flying, so we decided we just wanted to change the venue a little bit. And we were hoping to draw more people this time, so we held it at Daniel Stowe Botanical Garden this past April. It was April 3rd. And it ended up being a wonderful event, and I must say I was so proud of just the way it turned out. We had a wonderful turnout, and the people were so supportive. And Molly Grantham ended up being an MC for us, and she did a beautiful job. She just came in for a little bit of time, but she just stepped right in like she knew exactly, like she'd been a friend of ours forever. And we ended up going, our goal was 100,000. We were shooting very high, and we knew that. But we netted $50,000, which was a huge increase. In the past, we'd only made $35,000 the year before.
Great.
So we made a very large increase in this event, and we're hoping this year that we're going to do it again at Daniel Stowe Botanical Garden, and we're hoping that it will just continue to grow as it has in the last couple of years. So I appreciate you mentioning that. But it is a wonderful event that we have a silent auction, and It is our largest fundraiser, and it helps provide us the means that we need. With the grant cuts that we've had to step up our fundraising, so we're having to work a little harder, but that's okay. What we do is very important, and we'll do what it takes, so I appreciate you
Thank
asking
you.
about that. Thank you.
Okay. Motion?
Take a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Discussion? All in favor, please? Thank you,
Thank
Ken.
you, gentlemen, I
Thank you very
appreciate it,
much.
and ladies.
Okay, number 3 is, after two very nice ladies, now we have Tony Sherrill, Chairman of the Gaston Veterans Council. Reference request for in-kind services of Veterans Day Parade, November 11th, 2013. With all you do, we're just glad you're here too. Yes, sir.
Appreciate your cooperation with us over all these years.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, members of the city council, the city staff, thank you for allowing me to speak to you tonight. Again, my name is Tony Sherrill. I'm the current chairman of the Gaston County Veterans Council. I reside at 1530 Moore Drive in the city of Gastonia. Come to you tonight requesting in-kind services for our Veterans Day Parade. Those of you that are familiar will basically going to be the same as it usually has. We line up at 10 a.m. on Broad Street between Long Avenue and Franklin Boulevard. We request those streets be closed off for the lineup at 10 a.m. The parade kicks off promptly at 11. We proceed west on Main Street to South Street, turn left on South Street, cross Franklin Boulevard to 2nd Avenue, turn left and terminate at Memorial Hall, 109 West 2nd Avenue. There we'll have a brief ceremony, about 15 minutes. We'll have an open house for the American Military Museum for any participants, spectators that want to come. It's all free. The Grand Marshal this year is going to be the Gaston County Honor Guard, and about a month ago they had already did 75 funerals this year, free of charge for any families of veterans that requested. So we want to honor them this year. Veterans Day falls on Monday this year, so of course there's no problem with Sunday services, which we have in the past. As I said, we'll line up at 10 and kick off prompt at 11. Be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions at all? Hello? Motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Thank you, Tony.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you there.
It was a rough time, but you made it. Thank you.
Got one question though, for
Oh,
Ed.
Ed?
These 3 events, can we get them on the
Yes.
board?
You know, because Councilman Kimball's talked about the cancer services, but I'll also put the other ones on there as well. Sure.
Not just the website, but the conference center board.
Okay, yes.
So,
That's something we'll have
yeah,
to ask the
that's what I
conference
think.
center about.
Huh?
That's something we need to ask the conference center about.
Yeah.
The conference center's been very good about when there are community activities. If we give them the information, they're good about advertising it. So, yes.
Okay, item number 4 under presentations is Mrs. Randy Gates, Carolina Thread Trail, reference amendment to Carolina Thread Trail. Ms. Gates, Thread Trail.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and staff. Thank you for having me. My name is Randy Gates. I'm Community and Grants Coordinator for the Carolina Thread Trail. For those of you who do not know what the Carolina Thread Trail is, it's a plan for 15-county connected trail system, 11 counties in North Carolina and 4 counties in South Carolina. So we have been plugging away for the last 5 years on this. The original plan for Gaston County, Carolina Thread Trail, master plan for Gaston County communities, a long name. That was adopted by the City Council here in Gastonia on March 3rd, 2009. Do I need to do anything to turn this on? Okay.
There it is.
Yes.
Thank you. So that is the current plan as it's been adopted. That plan was adopted by all the municipalities within Gaston County as well as Gaston County commissioners back in 2009. This represents 116.3 miles of proposed Carolina Thread Trail. Those are the lines in pink that you see. Of that, currently 12 miles are complete on the ground and enjoyed by the citizens here in Gaston County and those that are coming in from outside. With the original adoption of the plan, we knew that it was going to be a long-term undertaking, just in Gaston County alone being, over 116 miles. We knew that over time, segments would emerge and grow together. We also knew that adjustments to the plan may be necessary as we learn more about the conditions on the ground, as we work with property owners to see where there are willing property owners and where we need to reroute the proposed trail. So over the last 3 months, I have been working with Crowders Mountain State Park, Kings Mountain State Park, and the Kings Mountain National Military Park to see if we can work the Carolina Thread Trail through those parks on the existing Ridgeline Trail. As you know, it's a very popular hiking trail. It is not open to bikes, but definitely used for hikers, and it connects the 2 states, also connects 3 counties with the Ridgeline Trail, 2 counties. So I have been working with them. At first, they weren't, not that they weren't on board with the Carolina Thread Trail, they just didn't know how this was all going to work out. Gaston County was one of the pilot counties to go through a planning process for the Carolina Thread Trail. So now that we've got miles on the ground, we've got close to 120 miles total. 14 counties have gone through a planning process. Rowan County is our last county, and they're getting ready to kick that off within the next month. But working with Crowders Mountain State Park, going all the way up to the state level with the state parks, they are in approval of Carolina Thread Trail coming through Crowders Mountain State Park and here in Gaston County along their Ridgeline Trail. So what I am requesting from you this evening is a formal map amendment to the plan. Currently, the Carolina Thread Trail to connect down in York County and over to Cherokee County follows along road right-of-way, follows along Sparrow Springs Road, Lewis Road, and Battleground Road. Now, at the time in 2009, when we went through this planning process, it was best that we use road right-of-way at the time. In the future, if we could work, a bike ped component into the existing right-of-way, that was our best option at the time. But now working through the parks, we've got a trail that's already built on the ground. We're not working with underlying property owners except for the one that we've gotten approval from. And it just makes a lot of sense to Carolina Thread Trail staff, to the state park and military park, and I'm hoping that you will approve this tonight. So as you see, what is marked out with the X's is what's currently adopted as Carolina Thread Trail in the adopted plan. That will go away once I can talk to the county. Since the Crowders Mountain portion is completely within the city of Gastonia, that is why I'm here tonight requesting you all to amend your portion of the map. So we would follow right along the Ridgeline Trail through Gaston County, through Cleveland County, and actually coming down and connecting. I did not include the Ridgeline Trail as it runs through Kings Mountain State Park and the Kings Mountain National Military Battlefield. What you see there are the adopted plans for those counties as well, Cherokee and York. But I have gotten approval since I submitted the map amendment request to you all, so those routes will change as well. And I've got, this is kind of a crazy map, but this is what it will look like. If this map amendment is approved, we will utilize the Ridgeline Trail connecting in at the Linwood Road access point. Coming down through Cleveland County, that's going to go before them in 2 weeks for approval of that. Continuing along the Ridgeline Trail and then connecting with the trail, national trail they currently have connecting Kings Mountain State Park and the National Military Park. But what is within the city of Gastonia would take 7.7 incomplete miles off of the map and add 5.7 miles of completed trail. So when it's all said and done with Gaston County, it would be a total of 114.3 miles that's planned. Of that, 18.3 miles would be completed. It doesn't sound like much, but it again grows together over time. What's really exciting about this particular project and working with all of the state parks and the National Military Park is Once I get approval, hopefully from you tonight, once it goes before Cleveland County in 2 weeks, this will be a total of 15.2 contiguous miles. That is going to be the largest segment the Carolina Thread Trail, the 15-county project, has to date. Currently, our longest segment is 8 miles, and that's all in Mecklenburg County. So this is going to blow that out of the water. It's going to connect 4 counties, 2 states, and 3 parks. So we're looking to get a big push in the media for this once we get signage out in all of the state parks. So I am requesting tonight a formal approval by a vote of the map amendment as it's been presented.
Questions, Randy? Yes, ma'am. Ms. Gregg?
Just a couple for clarification, please. Is the Ridgeline Trail complete now within the parks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're just tapping into them more or less?
Right. We will put our signage, so it will continue to be the Ridgeline Trail, part of the 15-county Carolina Thread Trail.
And there won't be any issues with condemning property or anything like that?
No, ma'am. It's already all there for us. We just have to put our signs out.
Well, you got my vote.
Questions? Mr. Kimball, Mr. Gallagher?
Yes, actually, 2, Randy. Number 1, are there any other in-kind services that you feel may be necessitated to accomplish this amendment?
No, sir.
Okay. And what, if you have any projected numbers or possibly any numbers that were utilized at the old trail, how many folks use this?
The Ridgeline Trail, I don't know. That number would lie. I'm sure I could get that number from Larry Hyde at Crowder's Mountain State Park. I'm sure it's quite a few thousand that use this trail.
Thank you. That's all I have, sir.
Mr. Gallagher?
By Carolina Thread Trail taking over the Ridgeline, do you guys do any maintaining to the trail at all in case there's, damage with water or erosion or anything of that nature?
We would not be taking over the trail. We would just be signing it as part of the Carolina Thread Trail. So all the 2 state parks and the National Military Park would still retain ownership. We will promote their existing rules. We won't be changing anything. All that will be changing is the map to show that that's part of the Carolina Thread Trail and getting signage out there.
And the old trail, do you guys own that land, or?
There's nothing there. That's just strictly proposed. What is in the adopted plan in each of the 15 counties, those pink lines are actually a 1/4 mile wide because we don't know exactly where the trail can be located. We haven't spoken with each underlying property owner. That's kind of the phase that we're in now, and knocking on doors, seeing where we can put trail. We work with willing property owners as Carolina Thread Trail. We're a nonprofit. And Crowder's Mountain and the 2 other parks are willing property owners.
Excellent. I've walked that Ridgeline. It's really cool.
Very cool.
And definitely excellent trail.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, please? Okay. Unanimous?
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Next is item F, is public expression.
There's no one signed up.
No one signed up. Well, we need to talk about it anyway.